Hi, I'm Alyssa from Handmade, and in this next video I'll be working on this armoire. It is client owned and she brought it to me to redo for her space, and a design we came up together would be to go for that reclaimed painted finish. So something that looks like it's been painted over and over again with layers coming through and maybe some chipping off. So in this video you'll see that process. The first step is to prep. I used a liquid no rinse sander deglosser. I scrubbed all the surfaces down and then towel dried. Then I applied my base coat. I used Cappuccino by Heirloom Traditions Paint. Now I'm going to start the process of layering 3 different colors. First will be Capri, a beautiful teal blue-green. Then I will come in with Regal, a beautiful red, and then Naples, a sunny yellow. I'm dipping a spackling scraper trowel type tool into my jars of paint, and I'm not putting too much on. Kind of color blocking these 3 colors onto the surface by slanting and scraping along just to drag it. The goal is to kind of have it skip across the surface. I don't want to completely cover the prior colors as I'm layering, but attempt to balance and layer so I can see them all peeking through. After all 3 colors were on the piece, I then went back to Capri, that teal color, and applied very thin swipes. I actually scraped my trowel clean on the edge of my jar and used the very little bit of paint that was left and almost held my tool completely flat to the surface as I drug it across to get the paint to skip across that surface. And then did that periodically throughout the piece just to mellow out that yellow and blend the colors. Initially, I wasn't planning on using an additional color, but I opted to wrap it up with a cream called Manor House. The yellow and all of the colors just really needed another neutral just to tone everything down just a tad, and Manor House did a lovely job at that. And I only used a little bit of it, just barely dipping my scraper into the paint, scraping off any excess, and then very flat skipping across the surface. Now as you look over the piece, you're going to see that all the colors are very bright and harsh. They all look very brand new. Nothing about it says that it's an old chipping piece of furniture. So to settle all of it in and really help it to look like an old piece of furniture with multiple layers of paint, I used an antiquing gel. The color is oil rubbed black, and it is from Heirloom Traditions Paint as well. I used a chip brush to get it on and wiped it off, and occasionally misting it with water just to keep it moving. It does dry quickly, and as long as it's wet, you're able to remove it and then dry brush it back in where you'd like some more. Last but not least, I swapped out the hardware. New black knobs and oil-rubbed bronze bin cup pools were the perfect choice of contrast to break up this busy pattern. My client is excited to get this piece back into her home, and I can certainly say that I had fun achieving this finish. I hope you were inspired to try something new, and if you enjoyed this video and you want to see more, go ahead and hit subscribe.